You've probably seen the commercials. A friendly spokesperson telling you that you can access thousands of dollars from your home without ever making a payment. It sounds like the perfect solution if you're retired, need cash, and don't want to sell your house. But here's what nobody's telling you. There's a financial trap hidden in reverse mortgages that doesn't reveal itself until you die, and it could cost your family over $90,000 or even wipe out your entire inheritance. Let me show you exactly how this happens. When you're 70 years old and sitting on a paid-off home worth $300,000, but your monthly Social Security check barely covers your bills, a reverse mortgage starts to look appealing. The pitch is simple and compelling. You can access your home equity without selling. You never have to make monthly payments. You can stay in your home for the rest of your life. For seniors who are house rich but cash poor, it seems like the answer to every financial worry. I remember when my neighbor, a retired teacher, first told me she was considering one. She'd paid off her house after 30 years of mortgage payments. Now she needed money for medical bills and home repairs. The reverse mortgage company told her she could get $120,000 immediately, keep living in her house, and never worry about payments again. On the surface, it sounded perfect. Here's what those smooth-talking salespeople don't emphasize during their presentation. Every month you have a reverse mortgage. Interest is compounding on your loan balance. And we're not talking about low interest rates. These typically run between 5.5% and 6.5%, sometimes higher. That might not sound terrifying at first, but remember, you're not making any payments to bring down this balance. It's growing every single month. Before you even get your first dollar, you're paying origination fees that can run $10,000 to $15,000. There are mortgage insurance premiums, closing costs, and servicing fees. All of this gets added to your loan balance, which means you're paying interest on the fees too. Let's say you take out $150,000 through a reverse mortgage at age 70. You don't borrow another penny after that initial amount. You might think you owe $150,000, right? Wrong. At a 6% interest rate, after just 5 years, you'll owe approximately $200,000. After 10 years, around $268,000. After 15 years, you're looking at over $350,000. Your original $150,000 has more than doubled, and you never borrowed another cent. Your home equity, the wealth you spent decades building, vanishing month by month, compounding away into the lender's pocket. Let me tell you about a real situation that played out in Arizona. I'm calling them the Martinez family, though that's not their real name. The father, Roberto, took out a reverse mortgage when he was 72 years old. His house was worth $280,000 at the time, completely paid off. He'd worked construction his entire life, raised 3 kids in that house, and it represented his life's work. When his wife passed away and medical bills started piling up, he needed cash. The reverse mortgage gave him access to $140,000. Roberto lived in that house for another 12 years, passing away at 84. During that time, he never took another dollar from the reverse mortgage. He paid his property taxes, kept up the homeowner's insurance, maintained the house. He followed every rule. When he died, his 3 children prepared to sell the house and split the inheritance. That's when they discovered the nightmare. The house was now worth about $310,000, had appreciated modestly over those 12 years. But when they contacted the reverse mortgage company to find out the payoff amount, they were shocked. The balance was $312,000. Let that sink in. Roberto had borrowed $140,000. The house had gained $30,000 in value, but because of 12 years of compounding interest and fees, the debt had ballooned to $312,000. After selling the house and paying closing costs, the family received essentially nothing. 40 years of mortgage payments, decades of home maintenance, memories of raising a family, all of it resulted in 0 inheritance. Actually, they lost money on the selling costs. Most people don't understand compound interest, and reverse mortgage companies count on that. Let me walk you through the actual mathematics. Say you're 70 years old and take out $150,000 through a reverse mortgage at 6% annual interest. Year 1, you owe $150,000. You're not making payments, so the interest gets added to your balance. By year 5, having never borrowed another penny, you owe about $191,000. That's $41,000 in interest alone. By year 10, the balance has grown to approximately $247,000. By year 15, you're looking at $318,000 in total debt. The interest alone over those 15 years amounts to $168,000 more than you originally borrowed. Now consider that the average person who takes out a reverse mortgage at 70 might live another 15 to 20 years. Many people don't realize they're essentially signing away their children's inheritance. The longer you live, the more devastating the impact. And if you live long enough, you could actually owe more than your house is worth. In those cases, the lender takes the house, and there's nothing left for your heirs. Federal insurance covers the lender's loss, but your family still gets zero. What makes this even more painful is that many seniors take out reverse mortgages because they're struggling financially. They need the money for medical care, prescription drugs, home repairs, or daily living expenses. They're not spending it on luxury vacations or sports cars. They're using it to survive. And in the end, it costs them everything they worked for. The good news is that reverse mortgages aren't your only option. In fact, they're usually one of the worst options. Let's talk about better alternatives that won't evaporate your home equity. First, consider a home equity line of credit, commonly called a HELOC. Unlike a reverse mortgage, you make monthly payments, which means the balance doesn't compound out of control. Interest rates are often lower, and you only pay interest on what you actually borrow. Yes, you have monthly payments, but those payments are protecting your equity. If you need $30,000 for medical bills, you borrow $30,000, not $150,000. You pay interest only on that $30,000. Second, seriously consider downsizing. I know this sounds difficult. You've lived in your house for decades. Your kids grew up there. But if your house is worth $300,000 and you move into a smaller place worth $180,000, you've just freed up $120,000 in cash with no interest, no fees, and no debt eating away at it. You can invest that money conservatively and live off the income, or simply draw it down as needed. Many seniors find that a smaller home is actually easier to maintain and less expensive to run. Third, look into renting out part of your home. If you have an extra bedroom or a basement, that could be converted. Rental income can provide several $100s a month without selling anything or taking on debt. Many areas have programs that match seniors with students or young professionals looking for affordable housing. Fourth, investigate state and local assistance programs. Most states have programs specifically designed to help seniors age in place. These might include property tax deferrals, heating assistance, prescription drug programs, and even home repair grants. Many seniors have no idea these programs exist because they're not heavily advertised. Finally, consider having an honest conversation with your adult children. If you need $40,000 to make it through the next few years, would your children rather loan you that money now, knowing they'll inherit the house later? It's not an easy conversation, but it might be better than watching a reverse mortgage company slowly consume your home's equity. Some families formalize this with a promissory note against the estate, making it fair if there are multiple heirs. If you're considering a reverse mortgage, don't sign anything until you've explored every other option. Talk to a financial advisor who doesn't sell reverse mortgages. Talk to your family. Get multiple opinions. The few $1,000s you might need right now isn't worth potentially losing hundreds of thousands in equity. If you already have a reverse mortgage, you typically have a 3-day right of rescission after signing. If you're still in that window, you can cancel without penalty. If you've had the reverse mortgage longer, you might be able to pay it off if you can access other funds. Run the numbers with a financial professional to see if this makes sense. And if someone you love is considering a reverse mortgage, have this conversation with them. Show them the real math. Help them explore alternatives. Your parents spent their lives building equity in their home. Don't let a financial product designed to benefit lenders strip that away month by month. The reverse mortgage industry has found a way to make billions by convincing cash-strapped seniors to trade their children's inheritance for temporary relief. The commercials make it sound safe and simple. The reality is compound interest silently devouring decades of hard work. Now you know the truth. Make sure everyone you care about knows it too.